Thanks for joining us. I'm Bridget Shanahan.
And I'm Vince Petrano. Members of a local labor union among those who boarded buses and headed off to Madison to rally at the Capitol today.
They're hoping to put a stop to right-to-work legislation that could go to a vote in the Senate today. Union supporters say they're worried about their retirement and health insurance. If right-to-work passes, they say that's a direct attack on their bargaining power, wages, and benefits. Members also say they feel betrayed by Governor Scott Walker, who said while he was campaigning, he did not want to focus on right to work and thought it would be a distraction for the state. Walker has since said he will sign the bill if it passes the legislature.
The largest carrier at Mitchell International Airport canceled dozens of flights across the country after learning some planes missed a safety inspection. Federal officials are allowing Southwest Airlines to continue flying those planes, but they will need to be checked out in the next 5 days. Southwest grounded more than 100 jets after discovering the issue.
The Wisconsin men's basketball team is on their way home today after some travel trouble. As the team was trying to get home from Maryland last night, they tweeted this photo saying they were stuck in Pittsburgh because their plane had an engine problem. Then more problems this morning. The team sent out a tweet saying a new plane was delayed in South Carolina and their bus to the airport broke down. They finally boarded a plane home around noon today. Get ready to feel the heat.
And we learned the Air Force Thunderbirds are set to return to the Milwaukee Air and Water Show this year. The show's president made that announcement this morning. The return will mark the Thunderbirds' first show here in 4 years. Weekend is also set to feature several parachute squads.
We're planning on great weather the whole weekend for mom, dad, and the kids to come down to the lakefront. We're planning on sunshine and good weather.
The show had those plans last year too, but fog rolled in and ended up canceling a lot of that show. Organizers said they can't schedule backup dates because of the performers' busy tours across the country.
It's another cold day outside with temperatures in the teens. At least we've had sunshine for the first half of the day, but now the clouds are moving in and could even start to see some flurries around Fond du Lac and Sheboygan and across southeastern Wisconsin. The heavier snow bands are off to the west through Madison and down towards Platteville and Prairie du Chien, and even heavier snow into Iowa and northwestern Illinois. This is traveling southeast, so the bulk of this misses us, but we will still see some light snow out of this as well. There are winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories into Iowa. Nothing here, as we're just expecting just a little bit too much in the way of snow, about an inch or less. This storm system, as I mentioned, travels to the southeast, taking the bulk of the snow with it. But once this passes on through this evening, then we have another issue, a second round of snow. Some lake effect out over the lake with that northeast wind. It'll push it back into the inland areas, or the lakefront, I should say, from Milwaukee down to Racine and Kenosha. Could pick up about another inch of snow close to the lakefront. Of course, it's very difficult to predict these lake effect snow bands, but there will be about another inch of accumulation in some spots overnight. By midnight or so, we'll pack less than a half inch up to the north, an inch to an inch and a half down to the south, and then we'll have that lake effect that could add another half inch or so from Milwaukee down towards Kenosha. Kenosha about 2 inches, Fond du Lac just about a quarter of an inch of accumulation. Temperatures are in the single digits and teens around the state, but look at the 50s down to the south. Boy, wouldn't that be nice? Not going to happen, though, as we will stay in the single digits and teens for the next couple of days. The sunshine will be going away throughout the afternoon. Temperature is 15 degrees. The northeast wind is light at only 5, but that northeast wind direction will allow those lake effect snow bands that you're seeing forming out there come back toward us later this evening and overnight. 18 in West Bend, 17 in Waukesha, 19 in Racine, and it is 20 currently in Kenosha around southeastern Wisconsin. As I mentioned, the winds are fairly light to even calm, so the wind chill not that much of a factor. In fact, most of the wind chills are what your actual temperature is across the area. So on the Goddard gauge, a score of 0 to 10, we'll give it a 3 today. Increasing clouds, a high of only 18, and that light snow shower activity moving in here after 3 or 4 o'clock. See some flurries before then. At least the wind is light. That's one of the only nice things about today. And if you've been counting down to spring, it is now officially 23 days until we get to spring, which falls on March 20th this year at 5:45 p.m. That's when the sun's rays are pretty much directly over the equator. All right, so here's the forecast. The clouds are moving in. We're going to say goodbye to the sun just for the afternoon. Light snow, about an inch of accumulation by 7 or 8 o'clock, wind chills to 10 degrees. Then for tonight, we'll continue with some light snow bands, mainly near the lakefront with that northeast wind at 10 to 20. About another inch of snow is possible. 3 degrees, 2 below inland, and wind chills to 15 below by morning. The 7-day forecast, 10 degrees tomorrow after that cold start. 3 below on Friday morning. The record for Friday morning is 6 below from 1879. We're going to be awfully close to that. 15 degrees for high on Friday. Saturday is 18 degrees after a morning low of 0. Then Sunday, snow showers still possible, a high of 26. And those are 30s next week with a rain-snow mix on Tuesday.